to help himself to tasty treats. A sweet cake that Mrs. Linnaeus had hidden on top of the tall walnut cupboard, eggs from nests in the yard, terrified birds in the university's garden, raisins and almonds right out of students' pockets. This pampered pet ate richly. Sugary cakes, meats, bread, porridge, apples, pears, lingonberries, cherries, strawberries, bird bones, raisins, crayfish, and eggs. Anything except raw or boiled fish, or foods prepared with vinegar such as sauerkraut. Shoup wandered through the professor's upstairs library. Books, shells, rocks, bones, and packets of seeds folded like Japanese origami sat here and there. Hundreds of pressed plants glued onto paper were stacked on shelves labeled 1 to 24 in 3 towering gray cabinets. Potted plants crowded the windowsill. Through the open window where birds flew in and out, the professor had a commanding view of the medical school's teaching garden. Shoup caught a whiff from the window and let out a horrible squawk, a warning that the gardener was working below. On their first meeting, Shoup had climbed the gardener's leg to investigate, but the man panicked and shook him off roughly. Now, whenever Shoup smelled the man's scent, he screamed like an angry seagull. Linnaeus watched, amused by the antics, fascinated by the behaviors. Nature enthralled him both scientifically and emotionally. He made detailed notes for his eventual report to the prince. The animal was friendly with children and dogs that he knew. He rolled onto his back and let the children pull his fur. But when they lost interest and tried to walk away, he hung on to their feet and badgered them to keep playing. As obstinate as a knife grinder, the professor wrote. The children, Carl, age 6, named for his father, and Lisa Stina, 4, played with Shoup endlessly. So did the college students who poured in and out of the family's house. Students wanting to get close enough to pet this rare, New World animal bribed him with raisins. If anyone made the mistake of trying to pick him up or lead him on a rope, he'd lie on the floor, flailing his legs defiantly. He'd bare his teeth and claws and growl like a bear. When Linnaeus offered him an egg in the garden, Shoup would roll it carefully between his paws, nibble a little hole, then suck out the contents. Any hen that ventured too close was a goner. He'd bite off its head, drink the blood, and leave the carcass behind. One day, Linnaeus was distressed to find Shoup enjoying a meal of an impressively feathered peacock. If Linnaeus dangled him upside down by the tail to coerce him to release his prey, Shoup clenched his teeth, renewing his hold with the force of an iron trap. Only a pig's bristle broom could scare him off. In September 1747, a new semester was beginning, and the Linnaeus family's yellow stucco house on Black Creek Gate bustled with the commotion of students. Rather than gathering in the university's formal lecture hall, they often met for plant demonstrations and private classes at their professor's home, where his natural history collections and medical garden were close at hand to illustrate points and settle debates. The large upper-story room was frequently so crowded that students had to sandwich into the hallway or listen from the stairs. Wherever they were, Shoup had plenty to do checking all those pockets for snacks. One night after the family had gone to bed, the nocturnal Shoup went wandering. Instead of roaming the quiet house as he normally did until midnight, he found a way outside. The next morning, Linnaeus, his wife, children, and students called and searched for Shoup. Several days later, they found his mangled body. Shoup had climbed the fence into another yard where, Linnaeus concluded, a dog had attacked and killed him. Now, to fulfill his promise to the Crown Prince, there was one last step. Dr. Linnaeus needed to conduct a dissection of this animal that he had been so fond of. He slid a scalpel into Shoup's fur. Just under the skin, he found a layer of fat 2 fingers thick. Beneath that, the omentum, the